Now, despite the snow, Columbia Metropolitan Airport says they are fully open and fully operational. Take a look at this video that they're sharing with us. We understand the airport crews are actively responding to those conditions out there, and the primary runway is clear. Now, we also did check, and several flights are canceled or delayed due to this winter storm. Travelers, as always, are being urged to go ahead and just check directly with their airline for the very latest flight information. That is always a good idea, but especially this weekend. And take a look at this video sent to us by Kristen Peak Robinson. She is telling us that cars are sliding off the road right over at 2 Notch and Kelly Mill Road. That is in Elgin. She also says it's a really good idea, just like our first responders are saying, to go ahead and avoid this area. And continuing on with road conditions, we understand that going to worsen due to snowfall and brutal temperatures. So right now we have Irma Assistant Fire Chief Sloan Valentino, who just joined us live over the phone. Can you hear us?
I sure can.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking with us. All right. So I want to start by talking about Kennerly Road. We were hearing that Kennerly Road is closed between Broad River and Fire Tower. Is that correct?
It was closed in the 6 o'clock hour. I haven't been out there since. I've been on some other roads. Kennerly's not that special anymore. It was the first one that closed. Now pretty much all of them are iced over.
Oh my goodness. All right. So that's the latest update there. We were hearing that about half a dozen cars at one point were in ditches and a dozen more were just stuck on icy roads. Can you give us your current update there?
Like I said, I haven't been out there, but when I did go by at 6 o'clock, yeah, there were about 8 vehicles that were touching each other. It didn't look like they were, big accidents, but they'd all slid into each other, and then a bunch of other cars were stuck, unable to either go up the hill or make it around a steep turn.
All right. So talk to me about the conditions that you said, because it's getting worse out there and you're seeing a lot more roads that are now having those impacts, and we know it's getting colder outside. So what then is your message to drivers?
Stay home. It's very difficult to stop and steer on the roads right now. And if you only have two-wheel drive, getting up a hill is quite the challenge. The ditches are ready for you. They're more than welcoming tonight, and that's not where you want to wind up when the weather is getting colder.
Yeah, about 7 o'clock tonight, we had a live look over on Harbison Boulevard, which is not too far away from Kennerly Road and all of that. I was actually surprised by the amount of folks that I saw out there driving, going out to restaurants in that area. Has that caught you by surprise as well? I'm curious.
I was surprised too. Bold move on their part. We're seeing traffic numbers drop off dramatically. There are very few cars on the road right now, which we're grateful for. But the cars that we are seeing on the road are having trouble staying in their lanes or even finding their lanes. The roads are completely white. You can't even see the markings anymore.
Do you feel as though some folks overestimate their abilities because they have a big truck or something like that?
Yeah, definitely. Four-wheel drive doesn't mean four-wheel stop, and I don't think people really understand the difference between wet roads, mud, and what snow and ice can do for you or not do for you.
Do you have any concerns for Sunday morning as well?
It's going to be really cold tomorrow morning, so anybody that gets stuck in a ditch tonight, give us a call. We'll come try to get you out or at least get you to your home. We certainly don't want people stuck in their cars overnight. That's not a safe situation.
Oh, yeah, not at all. I know we have first responders who have to get to work in the hospitals, all kinds of places. Okay, so let's say I do get stuck in a ditch. Do I call 911? What's the best course of action?
Try calling a tow truck. We're out there roving, but if you're stuck bad and you got to get somewhere and it's getting cold, definitely call 911. We do consider that a life-threatening situation.
And I know I've asked you a lot of questions. One more quick question, and given your expertise, what should I take in my car as a precaution if I do, let's say, have to get to work tonight or tomorrow morning or Monday?
Gloves, hat, warm jacket, blanket, water, full tank of gas, and a fully charged phone.
All right, the Irma Assistant Fire Chief Sloan Valentino, thank you so much for your time. And hey, you be safe out there. We appreciate your hard work as always.
You be safe too, and thanks for having me.
All right. Let's also continue talking about travel, because right now we understand Comet, they're going to be suspending a portion of their Sunday service. That's the latest update just coming into our newsroom. Comet leaders say that their fixed route in DART and the USC Transit, that is all going to be suspended on Sunday. So tomorrow, because of potentially dangerous road conditions, like you just heard from there, the Assistant Fire Chief talking about, Comet leaders say that these routes are located within Richland and Lexington County. We're going to have some more details about this, though, for your ease, for you to check out over on WLTX.com. Make sure you stay up to date regarding Comet service on Sunday. Tonight, our team coverage regarding all the winter weather continues. We have reporters standing by in both Newberry and over in Lexington County as well. First, though, let's go ahead and check back in over in Newberry County, give you a live look. That is where we find News 19's Jamin Wade. Now, Jamin, earlier tonight, I know you were over in the downtown square area in Newberry County. You were talking about the traffic issues. People were spinning out. I'm curious, are you seeing any more drivers out there? And tell me exactly where you are in Newberry.
Yeah, I am still downtown right now. I just moved a little closer to our hotel because it is cold and that wind is going strong. There's a car that just passed behind us that just turned, but I'm not seeing as many cars as earlier as it is nighttime now, but those road conditions have gotten a lot worse. So I'm over here, and the reason why I'm right here is because we're actually going to make our way inside. That wind is that brutal right now. And if I'm doing this for my job and I can't stay outside, if you're at home and you're just having fun, I also suggest for you to stay inside. It is really cold outside right now, and the problem really is that wind. When I was just outside, that wind was still blowing snow. We're still getting some snow flurries here in Newberry, but it is cold. So I've decided to stay inside. I also spoke to Sheriff Lee Foster earlier about how these road conditions were actually going to get worse tonight. And so I don't know if we're able to still have that sound. I was talking to my producer just a second ago. If we do, let's take that. Oh, okay, so we are still having some of those technical difficulties, which is okay. I can relay that message. Right now, he was really just saying that these roads were treated, but regardless, because of the temperature, because of that wind chill that we're having, those roads are extremely dangerous, and they're asking people to please stay off the roads. Today, I was also able to go over to Newberry College and speak to some of those students. Those students were outside having fun. I got to speak to one girl that said this was her first time seeing snow as she was a Florida girl, and it was also her birthday. And so today, I have been able to kind of see a little bit of, at least in the town of Newberry, the roads have been way too dangerous for me to get into some of the other places like Whitmire, some of the northeastern parts of the county. Also, speaking to Sheriff Lee Foster, he talked about how there were about 10 car crashes, and that was around 5 p.m. that we had that conversation. I will be checking back in with him to see if we have an update on those numbers. He said those crashes were happening closer to where they call Mid-Carolina, which is the closest part of Newberry where it hits Columbia. And so the road's really bad. I've also gotten some tips that people are leaving their cars on the highway because the roads are that slick. So like I was just telling you guys, if I'm doing this for my job and I'm inside, you're at home having fun, I suggest you do the same thing I'm doing here. Grab you some hot cocoa, sit beside the fireplace right here, and just sit back and enjoy yourself. But for now, I'm gonna get warm, and I'm gonna send it back to you, Erica, in the studio.
All right, Jamin, thank you so much. Yeah, please stay inside because we do not want to see anybody's vehicle over there on the side of the highway causing any kind of issues. We want y'all to be safe, warm at home if possible. Our team coverage is going to continue over in Lexington County. That is where we are going to check back in with News 19's Kiki Gushu. She has been in Lexington all day long showing us some live updates. So Kiki, what are the current conditions in your area? Share the latest.
I'm here in Lexington County along Columbiana Drive, a secondary road, and I am going to step aside so you can actually see the roadways right now. There's now a layer of thin ice and snow, and the roadways are completely coated, especially these secondary roads that didn't get treated as well preemptively. Now, I also want to point out that public officials here in Lexington are asking folks to stay at home and stay off of these roadways. I just checked in with Captain Myrick over at the Lexington County Sheriff's Department, and he is making a plea now that people stay home, stay safe. That's the best way to keep yourself, first responders, and your neighbors safe. If you do absolutely have to drive, they really want to make sure that you're leaving enough braking room, you're checking those roads before you head out. Lexington County actually has a road closure and conditions map up on their county website where you can see which roads are looking icy. I just checked. It's a lot of those major roadways. Augusta Highway, Sunset Boulevard, Platte Springs Road. Those are roads you want to avoid. And if you really do have to trek out, you need to be driving slow. You need to be careful. We've already seen people struggling to brake out here. We've heard those brakes, and there has been some slipping and sliding, so it's really in your best interest to stay at home. But I do want to check on how deep the snow is here tonight. I brought my handy dandy tape measure out, so let's give it a look. I mean, I haven't seen snow like this in a long time. Okay, we're at 2 inches, a little over 2 inches. That is pretty crazy here in Lexington. But again, just stay home, stay warm, enjoy the snow from your home, and stay off these roads. Reporting in Lexington, Kiki Gushu, News 19 WLTX.
Kiki, thank you so much, Kiki. I don't think I've seen Columbiana, that area, on a Saturday night look that empty in a long time, which is good news. I want to check back in, though, and see some more of the photographs that you all are sharing with us. This one coming from Luke Harmon from Ward, South Carolina. Look at this, the log cabin outside looking so beautiful, all that white snow out there. And then we have another photograph of more kids out there from Latoya. She says, things change, stuff happens, life goes on. That was at 1 o'clock this afternoon outside enjoying some more of the snowfall. I love this one right here, a porch snowman. That makes it very easy and convenient. This coming to us from Lakia Van. That is a nice looking snowman out there. I really appreciate that. And then we have some more photographs that we were talking about of folks in their outdoor area. Here you go, another front porch spot from Daisy Batten. Thank you so much to Daisy Batten for sharing that photograph. And then that's the one I was searching for. Look at this dog out here. They have matching sweaters on. Michael R. Smith sharing this beautiful photograph. That dog looks like, okay, maybe I like this, but I think I want to just go back in the house. We're going to continue sharing more photographs throughout here and later tonight on News 19 at 11 o'clock. But here's how you make those photographs come on air. You text us right here. The number is 803-776-9508. News 19, though, on your side with continuous weather coverage this weekend. Get those live updates from our meteorologist every half hour. Track the impact on traffic. Plus, we're going to have live reports from around the community. We keep having that. Download WLTX's live streaming app for free on your phone and on your TV. And how about this? Look at this QR code that we're going to share on the top left-hand corner there. You can go ahead and find our 24/7 radar as we head throughout the rest of this busy weekend into early next week. You can track the real-time weather updates all day and all night. You can also check out that city-by-city forecast. So again, it's available for free. Download it on your TV, on your phone. Just search for WLTX or use this QR code right here on your screen.